let's just jump right into it. Today's title is Cam Newton, Natalie Nunn, and a conflict in values. Let's just jump right into it.
Give a fuck. They don't care. Yeah. Baddies don't care.
But what I'm referring to is it's not necessarily about money all the time. And I think
no, you said that. No. You said what is it that makes a male?
No, I will say it again.
Okay, say it again.
Why should a man take a baddie serious?
I just told you. When they make more money and they're the boss.
That's cool.
She's the boss.
But,
so he makes what I was trying to refer to is he makes more money, right?
Right.
But she's the boss.
Okay, take money out of it.
No, it was money out of it. He definitely makes more money than her. She's still running that shit.
Okay, but take financials out of it.
Okay, so what?
What are the qualities that a baddie may bring to the table?
She's definitely more popular than him. I don't even know who the fuck he is. So if he respectfully, I don't watch Major League Baseball, but if he wants to be like with a young, successful baddie that is an it girl, that's what she's bringing to the table because she's definitely her follower, everything. She's more popping. So I don't know. Sometimes like I'm a little bit older. I don't really care about. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. So the problem in dating today is that men and women have different values. In the past, women adopted the man's values. That's why there was a higher marriage rate, is because women adopted men's values. Now, women are pushing their values to the forefront, and it's a conflict between men and women when it comes to values. What men value, women don't value. And what women value, men don't value. So most women in the world are worldly. Why? Because nothing promotes for them to be godly women, nothing. It promotes for them to be independent. It promotes for them to be boss chicks and be successful, be educated, be empowered and all these things. But nothing in the world really promotes for them to be godly women. So a woman today in these days and times has to take a very proactive approach to her being a godly woman, and most women don't do it. Even the ones that go to church, even the ones that read the Bible, even the ones that profess to be followers of Christ, they're worldly women. A woman has to be very intentional about her walk with the Lord. That's why I say sit down and be still and know that God is real. That means cut the social media off, cut the TV off, cut the music off, cut everything off and get in that word and pray and spend time with God. That is the only way, because women are impressionable, very impressionable, to the point where you all can't afford to be distracted by anything. And so the reason why Natalie Nunn could not answer the question is because what women value, men don't value. Women know the answer. So when they get asked about what they bring to the table, they get offended because of what they put their stock in. You see, all the things that men want, women can't pay for it. A man wants a woman that's going to put him first, that's going to honor him, that's going to respect him, that's going to be loyal, that's going to be dedicated, that's going to be submissive, that's going to listen, that's going to follow. All the things that men want in women, women can't pay to get. They can't go to school for it. They can't take a class for it. They can't pay for it. They can't cheat their way through it. So the problem is that women are being exposed for their lack of character. And I keep saying this, that society in the world does not promote character among women. It just doesn't. A woman has to take a proactive approach to be a woman of virtue. And so most women get taught character and principles by a man. They don't get taught by the world. It's by a righteous man that teaches them. Most women just go from guy to guy, and they just find a guy to deal with them. They don't really change. I would say that most people don't really change. They just find somebody to deal with them. But I would say that if either of the gender groups had to make a change, I would say that men change a lot more than women, because a man's walk with God is very different than a woman. A woman is supposed to submit to a man. She is. But submit to a godly man and submit to an honorable man and do it godly and honorable. But let's continue.
Let's be for real. Like, I already knew he was trying to, like, you know, gaslight, manipulate, be a narcissist, and ask questions that were just not like questions. Like, I'm not dumb. I'm really, really smart. So I navigated around that interview, and I think people should study this interview. I think girls in Hollywood should study my interview for when people put you in these type of situations, how you can pivot out of them. Because this has happened to me multiple times in Hollywood on major platforms, just like Cam Newton, and you're not about to keep playing. It is what it is.
Now, most women agree with her. Most women agree that she got Cam Newton, she checked him, most women agree with her. Why? Because what women value, men don't value. And so women value things on the surface. They value what things look like because they're emotionally driven. So what women value, men don't. In fact, what women value, you can't even build a family on. You can't build a marriage on it because women value superficial things. Why women always get tricked by the same type of guy. They get tricked by the exterior. They get tricked by how he looks, what he says, what he owns, what he drives. They get tricked because women are very superficial. They have to be taught principles, morality, character, and standards. They have to be taught these things. The world's not going to do it. Their nature tells them to talk to Satan. Who's going to teach them? They're not going to listen to God. They're not going to be still enough to do it. So they got to listen to a man. This is why it's so important for a woman to sit down and be still so that she can recognize the man that God has for her versus the man that she wants and she desires.
I don't know what it feels like, but hey, I really was trying to ask him, like, how does it really feel? Like, that's what I want to know. What does it feel like so I can understand?
All that right there is bad behavior. All that's bad behavior. How she did her eyes right there, all that making those gestures, it's all bad behavior. Keep in mind, she's married. This woman is married. So I'm asking you a question. Based on this woman right here, how do you think her husband is? You think he's a God-fearing man? You think he's teaching her? You think he's leading her? This woman is married. That's why I'm telling you all that the marriage is that y'all, it has to be a biblical marriage. It has to be a godly marriage. Anybody can get married, but is it biblical? Is it godly? Most of them are not. What she just did with her eyes and that facial expression, that's bad behavior. And you see her thing is the baddies, again, bad behavior. You see that little facial gesture tells you everything you know about her because that facial expression and those eyes lead into her character. This is why I say that when women are okay with bad behavior, it's almost irreversible.
Like, what? Yeah, clearly we know now. Someone said he ain't the best, we know. But I wanted to make that clear. And so I just was being funny, running around in circles with him. And I didn't want to answer his questions because they were underlining disrespectful, sarcastic, and you're not about to play in my face. So that's why I answered the questions arrogantly. When he said stuff about, oh, so why should a man take a baddie serious? Like, I already knew. So I said the things that I knew a man like him doesn't want to hear when a woman is a boss. When a woman makes her own money and can do what the fuck she wants. And part of that is absolutely true. I do believe that too. But obviously, you guys don't like play. I was playing my role like he was trying to play his, and the roles were being reversed on his ass. Uno, reverse, bitch.
Bad behavior. And she didn't really prove a point. The point she proved was this is most women's mindset. This is most, and they're going to say, we don't think like her. We don't. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because the things that you value, men don't value. See, the problem is that women are supposed to value what men value. Eve is supposed to value what Adam values, but she didn't. She valued what she valued. Here goes a question right here. Hold on.
Right?
All right.
But she's the boss.
Okay.
She don't give a fuck.
Hold on.
Oh, whoa.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Did she lie?
She did. Yes, that's what I was really also mad about.
You've never cheated on your husband?
No, I can't. Whoa. Hold on a second. She lied about everything about.
I want you to stop right there. Now he asked her, this is women, this is how women lie. He asked her, has she ever cheated on her husband? That should be an emphatic no immediately. You see, she started laughing, put her hand up and all this because she's lying. She has cheated on her husband. She has. And so again, this is what I mean by bad behavior. And this is what I mean by how it's almost irreversible. And this is most women. Most women justify their behavior through their emotions. They're not going to go to God and run it by God and pray and fast. They're not going to do that. They're going to take their emotions and say it's justified because I feel this certain way. And so what we have to do, ladies, is we have to value what the man values. What the man values, not all this superficial stuff. The looks are going to fade. Your butt's going to drop. The looks are going to fade. You're going to look older. So you can't put stock in that. What you must put stock in is being what? A virtuous woman, being a godly woman, being a helpmate, being a woman that's going to support that man, being a woman that a man can become one flesh with, being a woman that a man can leave his mother and father and cleave to. That should be your goal. All this other stuff is going to lead you down a path of destruction, even if you get married. Listen to me. Even if you get married, it's still going to be destruction. Because if I ask your husband how he feels, it'll be a whole different story. I'm telling you all, the marriage is not going to solve or fix anything. It just doesn't. Women have to learn how to value what men value, period. That will create a successful marriage. Anybody can be married, and most people are miserable in their marriage. I'm just telling you all. Listen, I love you all and see you all soon. Thank you.